Hello, Governor. This is Nina and Billy Lewis. We are a retired teacher and a retired surgeon. Our concern is for the children of Flint. We heard you address the question that Andrew gave, but it seemed to me that those were generalities. We're interested in specifics that are going to be done for the children from birth to 6 in their later years. What's going to happen with them 20 years from now when a problem evidences itself caused by this leaded water? Is there any provision being made for that? The second question that we have for you is that of the plastic bottles, the empty plastic bottles which are accumulating. It seems that there's been no provision for the increased recycling of those. And it just seems to us that something needs to be done for recycling of those bottles in terms of health of the earth. I'm glad that you have finally come aboard to help Flint with its problems, and I do appreciate your taking these questions.
Well, thank you for both questions. On the recycling question, I'll give it to Captain Kalinsky to tell you there is a recycling effort already going on for those bottles. So, Chris, did you want to share where people who they should contact?
I would, and more information is going to come out tomorrow, but what I can tell you right now is that at the stations, the points of distribution, the fire stations 1, 5, and 8, at this time we can bring in empty water bottles and clear plastic bags at those locations, but we have a much broader, bigger strategy, and tomorrow more information will be released on that. I don't have all the details on tomorrow's information, but at fire stations 1, 5, and 8, right now you can bring those bottles, and I appreciate that question. That's a great question.
And with respect to the children, let me just walk through this because we are absolutely focused in on helping these children both short, intermediate, and long term. And it does begin with prenatal care. So we're working on the prenatal community, working with pediatric physicians, everyone to identify expectant mothers, looking at their dietary questions, babies, how their diet's going. A lot is going on in terms of making sure they get the appropriate formulas, all these kind of issues in terms of tracking that. We're going to continue on this path. So we're looking at how we can do follow-up tracking for babies and kids in terms of preschool opportunities. We're going to work hard to make sure that all the kids of Flint that want a preschool opportunity could use it. They're going to have an opportunity to go. We'll be doing training for preschool instructors and teachers on how to identify behavioral issues that could relate to this and how to do early interventions. We're going to continue that through K through 12. This is a comprehensive fashion to say, particularly in those first 10 years of life, starting with the most intense at the stage of prenatal and baby through those 10 years and longer, but really focusing on how do we do those early interventions, because if you can do early intervention, you can do a lot to reduce the long-term consequences. That includes things like nutrition also. So we're going to work very hard in terms of making sure that we're working with the schools and the school lunch programs and food programs, that they have the right dietary balance. We're educating parents on those issues, going through this whole process. To the extent we have the double up buck food programs, how we can really look at reorganizing that to emphasize these particular foods even more. You're going to see a lot of things to supplement work we're already doing, but to really focus in on how we address the kids.